Hi, everyone. I'm Elaine Quijano. Thanks for joining us. Shortly after President Trump said he likes conflict in the White House, his chief economic advisor resigned. Gary Cohn had lost his battle with the president against new tariffs. Here's chief congressional correspondent Nancy Cordes.
Everybody wants to work in the White House. They all want a piece of that Oval Office. They want a piece of the West Wing.
Just a couple of hours after President Trump touted his team's morale, the size of his team shrank by one. Chief economic advisor Gary Cohn was sometimes an uneasy fit for the Trump administration. The former president of Goldman Sachs is a registered Democrat who threatened to resign the first time last summer when the president refused to condemn white supremacists marching in Charlottesville, Virginia.
You had a group on one side that was bad, and you had a group on the other side that was also very violent.
Cohn decided to stay and went on to play a key role in crafting the GOP tax cut plan, which passed in December. He said he was looking forward to tackling an infrastructure bill next. But then President Trump made this surprise announcement last week.
We'll be imposing tariffs on steel imports and tariffs on aluminum imports.
Cohn and most congressional Republicans advised against it, warning the move could spark a trade war. But he could not change the president's mind. In a statement today, Cohn said, "It has been an honor to serve my country and enact pro-growth economic policies to benefit the American people. I am grateful to the president for giving me this opportunity."
Nancy joins us now. So, Nancy, how is the White House reacting?
Well, Elaine, the White House put out a statement from the president himself, thanking Cohn, calling him a rare talent. But clearly this was a big blow because as recently as last Friday, the White House press secretary, Sarah Sanders, was insisting to reporters that Cohn wouldn't be stepping down over the president's surprise move on tariffs. But clearly, over the weekend, the last couple of days, Cohn continued to try to change the president's mind. And so far, we've seen no indication that he's had any success.
Well, Cohn has threatened to go before. Do we have any sense as to why this was the tipping point?
Well, it's possible that it was an accumulation of things, times that he had counseled the president to do one thing and the president did another. I think in the case of these tariffs, what was so disturbing to Cohn and also to Republican leaders I've spoken to here on Capitol Hill was the way that the president freelanced, freelanced an announcement that has potentially huge economic consequences. He really didn't tell his team beforehand that he was going to make this announcement about tariffs. They hadn't been able to alert the relevant agencies, congressional leaders here on Capitol Hill, and so Cohn may have felt that he wasn't being properly listened to in his role as chief economic advisor to the president of the United States.
Well, House Speaker Paul Ryan has also come out against these tariffs. How big a loss is Cohn's departure for Republicans hoping to change the president's mind?
Well, there is a hope that perhaps the fact that he has stepped down will cause the president to think twice, given the fact that one of his top advisors, who has really been there for him as a sounding board throughout the first year of his presidency, is actually leaving over this. And I can tell you that the Republican strategy here on Capitol Hill has been to urge every rank-and-file Republican to go out there and talk to reporters about the fact that they don't think that this is a good idea. A lot of times you see Republicans hold their tongue when they disagree with this president or something that he said or something that he's tweeted. In this case, it really is a full court press by Republicans to try to get out there, blanket the airwaves, and argue that this is a bad idea that could have unintended consequences and is even already causing other countries and the EU to warn that they may slap tariffs on goods coming to their countries from the United States. They truly believe that the more that the president sees them on television warning him not to do this, the greater likelihood there is that at the very least, if he doesn't do a 180 on tariffs, at least he'll make them more narrowly targeted so they don't end up impacting allies like Canada and Mexico.
All right, Nancy Cordes on Capitol Hill. Nancy, thank you.
You're welcome.